everybody is here. Let me pull that up. Hey y'all. Ooh, there's somebody with a beautiful name in here, Natalie. Okay, yes. I love it. Hey Aisha. Hey D boy, damn it boy. Guys, look, I know the housing market, you may not know what to do right now, but my girl Aisha Butler Realtor on Instagram, she gonna get you right and help you achieve your home ownership goals. Okay, so go check her out on Instagram. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes. I have tons of stories for you on tonight. Um, Tonight we're Cardi B. You're welcome, girl. We have a story about Cardi B and her legal victory. Um, did any of y'all know that Johnny Depp made music? Who? Somebody left a. David, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna block you. Okay? Mm-mm. We ain't doing that here. Um. Okay. All right. Yes. So what I was saying, we have Cardi B, Johnny Depp. If anybody is watching is a firearms enthusiast, if you like to go to the range, there's a story for you. If anybody is a fan of The Office, I have a story for you. What else? Also, for those of you who are thinking about trademarking soon, okay, there's an update. Hey, Derek Bailey, there's an update on the timeline for responding to the USPTO. Warner Brothers is being sued over the latest Batman movie. Hello, Moss, Josh Interiors. Louis Vuitton is about to have a hard time up in Europe. And Kanye is Kanyeing out here in these streets, okay? So those are the stories that I have for you this evening. We're going to have a great time, you know, dissecting all the facts, okay? And getting getting ourselves together, okay? And if you don't know what this show is, don't worry. I'm going to give you the intro at 8:05. I just want to give everybody some time to come into the room, but just before we do that, if you know anybody, if you know what the show is about and you know anybody who needs to learn or wants to learn business tips, or just hear about their favorite celebrity and their legal shenanigans, you know, tap them on in, send them a notification to join you here in this live broadcast. All right. You can join me on Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. All right. If you need access to any of those, you can go to linktree/MPL Consulting Firm. Linktree/MPL Consulting Firm, and it'll take you to any of my social media handles. But we're getting started in less than a minute. I'm super excited. I had my coffee. I got my energy up. I got my water. I got a cute little new hairdo, some earrings, some lip gloss. I'm ready to go, y'all. All right, so I hope you guys are doing well this evening. If you're doing well this evening, give me a star. If you're good, if you're doing not so well this evening, give me an eye roll. Okay. Hopefully I get all stars because I want y'all to feel good. Okay. Uh, 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 uh. Y'all too, Clubhouse. Y'all like to be quiet with me. But let me know how y'all are feeling. This show is as much about you as it is about me. Okay, so it is 8:05. Let's get started, y'all. Thank you, Aisha, for the star. Thank you, Derek Bailey, for the stars. All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice and you're like, who is this lady on the internet? What is she doing? I'm Natalie Pierre Lewis. I'm the host of the show, and I'm the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation with the state, making sure you have DUNS numbers and EIN numbers so that you can, open bank accounts and do things like and issue payroll. I help you secure your brands through trademarks, copyrights, and patents so people don't steal your business ideas. I help you get contracts for your clients and partners so you don't get left holding the bag. And I help you with hiring and training strategies so you don't get sued for discrimination. I help you do all of these and more. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Kels Butter. I help you do all of these and more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you, I'm very happy that you asked. I'm a licensed attorney. I have been one for 16 years and counting. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas, and if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm here. So if you find yourself that, you're in the startup phase of your business, or you're thinking about starting a business, or you've even been in business for a little while, but you haven't gotten that legit paperwork together, that is what I do. I want you to link up with me so we can get your business life together. How are you going to do that? You're going to go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Hey, loving MJ. Linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. There, you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation. If you are a first-time client. If you're not a first-time client, you can always book a Talk to Me Tuesday where you get 30 minutes for $35. Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can access many of my digital products. I write a lot of ebooks and do a lot of video training, so you can check those out at Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. You can also at Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm subscribe to, like I said, my other social media platforms. So there's a lot of stuff going on at Linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. How do you get to that link? It's in the link in my bio on Instagram, Clubhouse, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you have found your way to me on the internet, you will find the link. Okay. But that is the business side. Okay. Now to the reason why we are here on tonight, for those who may be new, this is how the show works. I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you guys send to me, anything that has a lesson that we can learn as business owners, and we talk about them. Okay. So this is a time for you to ask questions. This is a time for you to give comments, be involved in the conversation, as long as the comments and questions are respectful. I'm going to continue to say this till the end of time. My mother watches this show and she is a soldier for Christ. So please don't be cussing on this show. Okay. Yes. Yeah, so, relax, grab a drink, grab a snack, get something maybe to record some notes. And don't, if you don't understand something, I encourage you to get involved in the conversation. I love making sure that people understand things. That's why I started my business, because there are so many of y'all out here who have these amazing ideas, and you need to know the real deal so you can execute them. Okay. All right. So that is my intro. Let's get started on tonight. Okay. If you are a Cardi B fan, give me a heels emoji. Oh, thank you, Jackie. Heels to signify bloody shoes. Or no, you know what? No, give me the up symbol. If you are a Cardi B fan, give me the up symbol, because tonight the title of tonight's show is No Face, No Case, which is the last lines of lyrics in Cardi B's song Up. Okay, that's right, Barty Gang, Aisha. Give me a heels, like some heels shoes, high heel shoes emojis. Okay, so I know that if we got Barty Gang up in here on tonight. Okay. Now, if you don't know, okay, let's see how big Barty fans you are. Aisha, you can you tell me the name of Cardi B's first mixtape when she first hit the streets musically? Can you tell me the name of Cardi B's first mixtape? Thank you, Jackie, for the heels. Yes, red heels, bloody shoes. Hey. Can anybody tell me the name? I'm going to give y'all like 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, nobody? 2, 1. Okay. So, and I'm only saying this because that is the name of the album. Cardi's album, mixtape was called Gangsta Bitch Music, Volume 1. Okay. And does that name ring any bells for you guys? Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1? If it does, just give me a thumbs up, okay? Now, the cover art for Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1 was Cardi B in the back of some type of vehicle, and Cal's butter, you not gonna disrespect Barty up in here, okay? See, you can cuss if it's part of the thing, right? So I always give the disclaimer so I don't have to hear it from my mama later. I just say, Mom, this is just the title. I'm not saying it. Anyway, so the cover art of Gangsta Bitch Music Volume 1 was Cardi B in the back of a vehicle, and her legs were wrapped around a gentleman's head. And that gentleman, you did not see his face, but there was a very prominent back tattoo, right? Does that ring any bells for anybody? Do y'all remember that image when Cardi B was first coming out? She's in the back of a car. She's taking a bottle to the head. There's some guy, in between her legs wrapped around, and he has this huge tattoo on his back. Okay. Well, that entire image, some of it was Cardi, and some of it was, Aisha Butler said yes. Some of it was Cardi, and some of it was stuff that they found on the internet, right? The tattoo that was on the back of the gentleman in the cover art, right? It actually belonged to a gentleman by the name of Kevin Brophy. Kevin Brophy has been featured in many magazines because of his back tattoo, right? Now, when he saw Cardi's mixtape, he sued her in 2016, and he said that she misused his tattoo, and it has caused him humiliation and embarrassment and distress because he is a family man, okay? And he was suing Cardi B for $5 million, okay? Now, this is now keep in mind, Kevin Brophy, he is of Caucasian descent. The gentleman in the cover art of Cardi B's first mixtape seemed to be either a dark-skinned Latino or a light-skinned black man, right? So Cardi B, of course, she went to her lawyers and she's like, yo, what are we gonna do about this, right? So they went to court, and they argued back and forth, and there was a result yesterday. Do you guys know what the result was? What do you think the judge ruled in the case of copyright infringement for Cardi B using this man's back tattoo on her 2016 mixtape cover, the cover art? What do you think the judge said? Okay, or who do you think won? I should say, who do you think won? Who do you think won? Who do you think won? I won't keep y'all in suspense too long. Cardi B actually won this lawsuit against Kevin Brophy. No, they did not. Here is why, okay? And this is why I entitled the show title, No Face, No Case. Cardi B's lawyers argued, look, we did not intentionally choose this man. Initially, when they were doing the cover art, someone came up with an image. Cardi didn't like it, said, go back, fix it. The person Googled back tattoos, and that was the one they saw. They had no idea it belonged to Kevin Brophy. They had no idea it belonged to Kevin Brophy. And furthermore, they said, you cannot see this gentleman's face in the photo. Again, remember, the image is Cardi B, a man in between her legs. All you see is his back, and the gentleman appears to be of color. Kevin Brophy is a white guy, right? So Cardi B's lawyer said, look, nobody would ever be able to identify you with this, so there's no way that you have been humiliated or distressed. You haven't lost your job. You haven't, not been able to go outside. So what is the problem? So yes, Jackie. Derek Bailey said in favor of Tattoo Man. So Cardi B has won this lawsuit for copyright infringement against her. Do you think the judge got it right? Do you think the judge got it right? Was it okay for them to just go and Google a back tattoo and put it on a mixtape, right? What do you think? Now, I am not a music industry expert. From what I understand about mixtapes are never put out for sale. They're just released. So you don't really make money off of them, but I could be wrong. Things may have changed. Y'all let me know. Music is not my area of expertise. Kels Butter said, furthermore, how does he know he's the only person with that tattoo? Very true, because someone may have found that tattoo online and might have been inspired, and then they Googled and found it, right? But they specifically said that they found the back tattoo, they liked it, they put it and transposed it on someone else, right? Yeah. Hold on. Jackie said the judge was correct. Anyone can have the same tattoo unless it's personalized. Kels Butter said, yeah, I think he got it right this time. Okay, well, Cardi B is out here, you know, she posted after the trial, and she's like, you know, I'm so thankful. And I read the article, and she had said that if she won, she was gonna cuss Kevin Brophy out. But she was like, you know what, when I was done, you know, I didn't even do that. I just talked to him, and you know, I'm just glad it's over. So Cardi B is gonna be out here, you know, doing her thing. I'm sure she has tons of, you know, projects lined up. So we will probably hear from her soon. Okay. All right. So moving on. Any questions before we move on? Any questions? Am I sweating? I'm hot. That's why I can't drink coffee in the evening. Anyway, did anybody, so moving on to our next question. Now, we have all known Johnny Depp to be an actor. We've known him most recently to be a party in a defamation case. But did anybody know that Johnny Depp was also a music artist? Has anybody ever heard music by Johnny Depp? If you have, just give me some music emojis, okay? If you have ever heard any music by Johnny Depp, give me some music emojis. Now, if you didn't know, Johnny Depp and Beck put out an album that was named 18. No, right? And there is a song on this album called Sad. Okay, mommy, I have to cuss again. Please don't be mad at me. This is the name of the song. And on the album 18, the title of one of the songs is called Sad Motherfucking Parade. Okay? Now, there is a gentleman by the name of Bruce Jackson. Okay? Bruce is a folklorist. Thank you, Derek Bailey. You've heard his music? I didn't even know Johnny Depp did music. Bruce Jackson is a folklorist and a professor at a university. And in 1974, he released a book and an album called Get Your Ass in the Water and Swim Like Me. Okay? Never heard any music, but I did hear he was a musician. Okay, all right. I hadn't even heard Johnny Depp was a musician. Anyway, so going back to this. Johnny Depp and Beck put out this album with a song that's called Sad Motherfucking Parade. Bruce Jackson put out a book in the 70s called Get Your Ass in the Water and Swim Like Me, a book of poetry. In that book, there was a poem called Hobo Ben, right? Now, Bruce Jackson was suing Johnny Depp and Beck, saying that they stole, that they ripped lyrics from his poetry book and put it on their album, and they didn't credit him, right? Now, here's where it gets sticky. Bruce Jackson admits he did not write Hobo Ben. Hobo Ben was a story he heard from a prison buddy when he was incarcerated, who learned the story from his grandfather, right? So Bruce Jackson was trying to sue Johnny Depp and Beck for copyright infringement for a poem that he didn't necessarily write himself, but one that he learned through a friend. So now, Johnny Depp and Beck are suing Bruce Jackson for defamation because they're like, bruh, you didn't even write this poem and you're going to try and sue us for copyright infringement, right? So that is where they are at right now. So in this case, guys, where it is clear that the lyrics were lifted, but the authorship of the lyrics cannot be authenticated. Who do you think should win here? Should Bruce Jackson win because maybe he put it into publication? Should Depp and Beck win because Bruce Jackson did not create this poem? What do you guys think based on what you know about copyright law? Right now, if you have my copyright ebook, you should know about this, right? So I would liken this. Kels Butter said, well, he is not the originator. I would liken this to, let's say you found somebody's diary out in the woods, right? If you found somebody's diary out in the woods and this person is not related to you by blood, you cannot claim copyrights over that diary, okay? Because you cannot authenticate authorship, and especially if that person has no relation to you. You have no copyrights in that diary. So they're basically arguing the same thing here. Johnny Depp and Beck. Mr. Jackson, you did not create this poem. You heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody. So they're suing each other. So who do you think should win here? Kels Butter said nobody should win, neither have rights. Okay. Kels Butter is saying nobody should win. Anybody have any different thoughts? Let me know. I think Depp and Beck should absolutely win. I don't think they should take any money from this man because based on his based on his resume, I'm sure he's not, anywhere near the tax bracket of Johnny Depp or Beck. But I don't think that he should get any money either. You didn't write this poem. You heard it from somebody and then you wrote it in a book. So somebody could sue you for copyright infringement if they could choose, if they could prove that they wrote it, right? So we will wait to hear about the conclusion of that between Johnny Depp and this Bruce Jackson. But most of you seem to think that this is an open case. Nobody has rights to this to these lyrics, and I agree with you. When things are in the public domain, meaning you can't really authenticate authorship, or it's something that's just been around for a really long time, anybody could use it, right? Okay. All right. Third story. Aisha, are you here? Are you still here? Because this next story is for you. But third story. Anybody here like to go to the gun range? If you do, please give me some type of firearm emoji. If you like to go to the gun range, please give me a firearm emoji. Okay? Yes. Okay. So, Aisha, I see from your Instagram that you are a firearms enthusiast. Can you tell us some of the manufacturers of the firearms that you have used? Like, what are some of the brand names of the firearms that you have used? And y'all, anybody else, if you've ever gone to the gun range, let me know. Let me know, what kind of firearms you like to use at the gun range. Okay, the brand. While Aisha gets that for us, I want to know how many of y'all have heard of Smith & Wesson. If you have heard of Smith & Wesson, give me an SW. Thank you, Derek Bailey. Give me an SW in the comments. Aisha Butler said she loves the Glock. Okay. Derek, what do you like to shoot at the range? All right. So the Glock, so here's the thing. Thank you, Diesel Lexibles, because tonight's story is about Smith & Wesson, right? Aisha, before you put that answer, I thought the Glock was a particular kind of gun. I did not realize it was a brand. So thank you for enlightening me, okay? Anyway, so everybody knows when you hear Smith & Wesson, you think, gun manufacturer, right? Pistols. Smith & Wesson, they have been in business since 1880, y'all. 1880. Derek Bailey said he likes to use Taurus, Smith & Wesson, Springfield Armory. Jackie said Taurus G3. Oh, Jackie, you like to shoot guns too? I've never gone to the gun range. Who gonna take me? I'm just kidding. Okay, so Smith & Wesson, of course, they are a really famous gun manufacturer. They've been around for over 100, I guess they've been around for almost 150 years at this point. And they have a trademark for S and W, their initials, S and W, right? And they've been good with that since 1880. S and W. Hold on, I got somebody in here. Channing Lamar. Yes, Channing. Yes, Smith & Wesson. Very much so. Kels Butter said they probably make drinking alcohol. Who? Smith and Wesson? Um, Derek Bailey said, right, in the rap group who they sued and had to change. There was a rap group named Smith and Wesson. I forgot about them. I did not realize they got sued. Thank you for that history lesson. Anyway, so Smith and Wesson, they've been around for a while. But there's also another company called SW North America. Okay? They are a machining company. What does that mean? They make parts for automotive machines, the agricultural machines, and aerospace machines. So they basically make parts for cars, planes, and farm equipment, right? But recently, becoming sovereign, recently SW North America has branched out and is now manufacturing gun parts, right? Now remember, this company's name is SW North America. Smith and Wesson is like, SW, excuse me. We are the SW out here in the gun game, and we're getting a little concerned about you branching into our, area of industry. So Smith and Wesson is accusing SW North America of trademark infringement. SW wants to branch out into gun manufacturing and trademark SW, right? Now remember, we have S and W for Smith and Wesson. Is there room for S and W as well as SW in the area of gun manufacturing, or would that be too much confusion? Kel's Butter said, too close to the name. Smith & Wesson, same name, change the name. Yes. Hey, Mo. Y'all, if you're in the DC area and looking to, reset your system, go check out my man Mo Knows Detox, okay? He got my whole body right. But yeah. So Smith and Wesson is out here. They're like, we are the SW in the guns in the gun game out here. SW, what are you doing? You were doing cars, planes, and farm equipment. Stay in your lane, or at least don't try to trademark, the initials. Right. Kel's Butter said, nope, it will cause confusion. Does anybody disagree with this? Does anybody disagree that, hold on, Derek Bailey said too close and confusing. Okay, so I've got two people here who say it's too close and confusing. Where's my range queen Aisha? What do you think? Do you think that there could be an S and W and an SW trademark in the gun manufacturing, industry, right? I agree with you guys. I think it's too close. SW, you've got 3 areas of industry out here. You leave the guns alone, right? Y'all have had this peace between Smith and Wesson for so long. Why at least give them a heads up or something, right? So we'll wait and see what happens between Smith and Wesson. I just said it. I think it's close and could cause confusion. Me too. So we'll have to wait and see what happens between Smith and Wesson and SW. But I am pretty sure that Smith and Wesson will be forcing SW to change their name sooner rather than later. Okay. Before we move on to our next stories, I want to remind you guys that you are listening or watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance to help you, get that articles of incorporation, get them contracts for clients, get them products into big box stores, I want to help you with that. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. Okay? All right. Moving on. Was anybody here a fan of the show The Office, the American version? Anybody here a fan of the American version of The Office? If you are, just give me a pen. Wait. Channing, are you saying that you're a fan of The Office? Okay, thank you. Anybody else a fan of The Office? Like, my favorite characters on The Office were, of course, Dwight Schrute. Michael was funny. I loved, gosh, what was his name? The older black guy who was just over everything. He was hilarious. I forget his name. Um, Thank you, these delectables. Okay. Now, who can tell me the name of the company uh everybody worked for? Hey, Roxanel, who can tell me the company that all of the characters of The Office worked for on the show? What was the name of the company? And I'll give you a clue. It was they worked in a paper company, all right? So what was the name of the paper company? What was the name of the paper company? What's the name of the paper company? Eh, eh. Come on. Shannon, I know you know this. You're a fan of The Office. I know you know this. Mm, mm, mm. Whew, I'm hot, y'all. Y'all don't know the no, that was the name of the show. I'm talking about the name of the company that they worked for. Thank you, D's Delectables. They worked for a company called Dunder Mifflin. Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, okay? Now I know that just probably, rung bells in everybody's head. Anyway, so I'm sure you guys know that The Office, it's owned by NBC Universal, right? And as they should have, NBC Universal trademarked, the title of The Office for television and things like that. But they never did that for the name Dunder Mifflin, right? Um, as a matter of fact, in 2017, a company called J. Connect Media Group, they trademarked the phrase, they trademarked the name Dunder Mifflin for merchandise, right? So they've had this trademark for since 2017. They're out here selling shirts, rolling trays, whatever you want to buy that's related to Dunder Mifflin. Hey, Lady Ella Citron. Um, and NBC Universal is kind of mad. They're trying to get this trademark canceled. They're like, that Dunder Mifflin is for us. What are you doing? And they're trying to get the USPTO basically to cancel the Dunder Mifflin trademark because they want it so they can make merch, right? What do you think is going to happen here? Because what do you think is going to happen here? Kels Butter said, first come, first serve, right? Okay, but let's think about it this way. Can it be argued that The Office became a cultural phenomenon, and it is automatically, Dunder Mifflin is automatically associated with The Office and therefore should receive some type of intellectual property protection? What do you guys think? While you guys give me that answer, I want to remind you guys of a story that I did a few years ago. There is an Italian company, okay? They sell leather goods, or they used to sell, leather goods like belts and things like that. And they trademarked the name Steve Jobs. This company has nothing to do with the Apple company. They didn't used to sell computer equipment. I think they're selling accessories now. But they trademarked the name Steve Jobs because Apple never did. Apple tried to get them to stop, and they were like, "Girl, what are you going to do about it? You never trademarked Steve Jobs' name." So this situation right here with NBC Universal reminds me very much of that situation. Okay. So who do you guys think? So Kels Butter obviously thinks that Jay Connect should be able to keep the trademark. Does anybody think that NBC Universal should be able to get that trademark canceled? Is anybody on NBC Universal's side? Derek Bailey, what are you saying? What are you asking what to? Can you please clarify your question? All right. So what do you guys think about that? Dunder Mifflin. Jackie said, will the producers of The Office show have to buy the name back from the present company? That might be the only option. If they can't get the trademark canceled, they can purchase it, and have it transferred over to them. But I don't know but this company is under no obligation to do that if they don't want to, right? So, let's just say that J. Connect Media Group is not interested in selling the Dunder Mifflin trademark. Do you think that NBC Universal should have the power to get it canceled since Dunder Mifflin is a derivative of The Office, okay? D's Delectable said, Nope, damn the man, they should have handled off the break. Kels Butter said, but they automatically think that they're supposed to get something. I still say they just waited too late. I think you guys are totally correct. Derek Bailey said someone trademarked Steve Jobs and he did. That's right. I think you guys are totally correct. Look, when you are trademarking, it is first come, first served for the most part, unless it's something super obvious, right? But yeah, and these guys have been rocking since 2017. Where were you in 2017, NBC Universal? Like, and does anybody know what year The Office ended? Somebody, if you want to look it up real quick. I feel like at the year 2017, I don't know if The Office had ended, but it was at that time, it was still big in pop culture, and it still is. We tell jokes about it all the time. But anyway, these are rich people problems, not mine. Okay. Okay. So we'll wait and see what happens between NBC Universal and the J Connect Media Group, but I'm rooting for the underdog here. All right. Next story of the evening. This is very quick. To anybody who is currently in the process of applying for your trademark, or you're planning on applying, very soon. So prior to starting on December 3rd, the USPTO is reducing the response time that you have, the amount of time that you have to respond to an office action, right? So what I mean by that is when you submit your trademark application to the USPTO, after they get a hold of it and they do their thing, they'll get back to you, right? And if there's an office action, it ended in 2013. Thank you, Derek Bailey. If you once they give you an office action, you used to have Channing 5, 16, 13 final episode. Okay, so 2017, that's 4 years after the show and they still didn't trademark. NBC Universal, you going down. Y'all lazy. That's just laziness. Cuz like everybody was into The Office. That's just dumb. Anyway, but that's my personal opinion. Anyway, going back to the USPTO. So when you used to file your trademark application, when the PTO got back to you and said, hey girl, can you send us some more information? You used to have 6 months to do that. Starting December 3rd, you will only have 3 months to respond to the USPTO with your office actions, okay? So they are cutting that response time in half. Why do you think the trademark office is cutting response times for you to respond to office actions? Why do you think they are shortening the response time? Why do you think they're why do you think they're shortening the response time? Why do you think they are shortening the response time? What y'all think? Channing Lamar said urgency. Not quite. Well, urgency regarding what? Urgency regarding what? I'm going to give y'all like 10 more seconds because it's a little bit, there's a little bit of A plus B equals C here. All right. Now, Channing Lamar is not wrong when she says urgency, right? But it's for a specific reason. Now, the amount of trademark applications, hold on. Oh, here's Kels Butter, because there are so many people starting businesses and get the best. Yes, Kels Butter, there has been an explosion of trademark applications at the USPTO office. So much that they have to hire new people. There are tons of applications coming in. So because of that, they have got to figure out some way to, clear out this backlog of applications. So the best way to do that is to reduce the response time. Instead of 6 months, you get 3 months. Jackie said lots of new businesses being created and names are being taken. Absolutely. With a 3-month response time, there's a lot less time for somebody to try and steal your brand. But on the other hand, it also means that you have to remain really vigilant to make sure that you respond to things on time, and you need to make sure that people are not out here using your brand, okay? So keep in mind from now on, starting December 3rd, you have 3 months to respond to a USPTO office action, okay? All right. Next story. How many of y'all saw the latest Batman movie? How many of y'all saw the latest Batman movie with what's that boy's name? Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. If you saw the latest Batman movie, give me a bat emoji. Like a Dracula bat. If you saw the latest Batman movie, give me a bat emoji. Okay. Or if you didn't, just say no. I saw it while I was on a plane. I watched it when I was coming back from Grenada. It was all right. Um, um, yes. So, nobody saw the Batman movie? Dang. Okay. Well, you know what? I didn't really hear much buzz about it, so I don't think it did well. And plus, I think before it came out, Zoe Kravitz had, stuck her foot in her mouth, and people were like, might have been boycotting. Anyway, so we all know, the Batman movies, they tend to have, a general theme or whatever. You can pretty much tell what the overall plot of a Batman movie is going to be, right? But they every time they redo Batman, they do something a little bit different. This last Batman, he was a lot weaker than they've made him in the past. Not as an on the town man, right? And apparently this is a new, or not a new take, but this was a very unique take on Batman. Derek Bailey said he didn't see it. That was created by a gentleman by Chris Wozniak, says that he created. Chris Wozniak said that in the 1990s, he pitched this version of the Batman to Warner Brothers Studios, right? And then he did it again. They said they weren't interested, and then he did it again in 2008, where a Warner Brothers executive asked him for a copy because they're always looking for new stories to tell. So Chris Wozniak, he says, I pitched it in 1990s. I pitched it in 2008. Nobody picked it up. Now come 2022, and my movie is on the screen and my name isn't on it. Now, he's not just claiming that, it's the overall story. He is saying that beat for beat, if you look at the screenplay that he wrote and you watch this movie, it follows his script beat for beat, meaning some certain unique scenes that you see in the Batman movie are present in the screenplay that he wrote, okay? So Chris Wozniak is now suing Warner Brothers. What would Chris Wozniak have to prove? What would he have to show to say that Warner Brothers did actually infringe on his copyrights, right? Let me know. What would he have to prove? Because we've had stories like this before. I remember we talked about a story where there was a movie that was put, or a show that was put out about Pablo Escobar and this Colombian okay, you getting blocked, sir. How do I block somebody, y'all? Cuz somebody in here trying to mess up my broadcast. Okay, can I block? Okay, block user. There we go. Don't come in here putting mess on my thing. Okay. Anyway, so going back to what I was saying. Yeah, so what would Chris Wozniak have to prove to show that he had that Warner Brothers had really stolen his screenplay, right? And like I was saying, we had a story like this a while ago where the series Narcos or Escobar, something that was on Netflix, it was really popular, and this Colombian journalist, she sued Netflix for copyright infringement because she said that they copied scenes from the book that she wrote about her affair with Pablo Escobar, okay? And the court was like, girl, this stuff that you're talking about is very generic. She was saying, we met in the hotel rooms. It's like Pablo Escobar had many mistresses. You weren't the only one. He met a lot of them in hotel rooms, right? He did a lot of interviews. So and they denied her because they said it was too out there. It was too generic. It wasn't specific enough. So what would Chris Wozniak have to prove to show that Warner Brothers stole his screenplay and didn't give him credit? What would he have to prove? And that's the case. I kind of let the answer slip a little earlier. Okay, I'm not going to keep y'all in suspense, right? So Chris Wozniak is saying, look, I'm not just saying that this is a vague idea. He's saying there are specific scenes in this movie where the dialogue, the placement, the time of day, the design, these are beat for beat what I wrote in the 90s, okay? So basically, whoever is handling this case, they're going to go through Steve's screenplay, they're going to go through this movie, and they're going to see, if I were to put these side by side, are they identical? Are they close enough that there's no question that scenes were lifted, right? So Chris Wozniak is going to have to prove that. I do not have access to his screenplay, so and I don't even remember what happened in the Batman movie because it wasn't that good and it was dark. All right, but we will have to wait and see what happens. All right, okay. All right. Before we move on to our final two stories of the evening, I want to remind you guys that you are listening and watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and are looking for legal guidance, hit up your girl. I'm a licensed attorney with a passion for helping entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Get with your girl. Let's get your business life right. Okay? All right. linktr.ee/NPL consulting firm. Okay. Where are my Louis Vuitton people? Anybody here a Louis Vuitton fan? If you are a Louis Vuitton fan, give me an LV in the comments. Or if you own a piece of Louis Vuitton, give me an LV in the comments, okay? Boom, boom, boom. No, 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 no. No. If you are a Louis Vuitton lover, give me an LV in the comments, okay? Give me an LV in the comments. I'm not a designer girl. I'm a bargain girl. Take me to Ross and I'm happy. Okay. But we know that there are a lot of you out here who enjoy designer items, right? Can't afford it. Jackie said not an owner of Louis. Okay, that's yeah. Look, designer just has never been my thing. But for those who like it, hey, live your life, all right? But Louis Vuitton, they have a few recognizable patterns, right? Louis Vuitton's patterns are trademarked. You're not supposed to use them, in any other businesses that have to do with the areas that they make merchandise in, right? And one of their designs is the checkerboard design. The squares, sometimes it'll be, black on black. I know that there was one, it was different browns, and there's one that is like cream and blue. If you remember seeing the cream and blue Louis checker pattern, give me an LV in the comments. If you have seen the cream and blue checkerboard pattern that Louis Vuitton puts out, give me an LV in the comments. I've seen tons of people with it. They make it in all different types of bags. But if it's a cream and a navy blue. Let me know if you've seen it. Not necessarily if you own it, but if you've seen it, right? Now, over here in the US, that pattern is protected, right? You can't make that pattern the way that Louis makes it without getting into some legal trouble. Hey, Belcher girl. Um, but recently, Louis Vuitton has lost. You've seen the cream and brown. Okay. Well, there's a cream. There's a cream and blue one. All right. So looking back, not looking back. So this checkerboard pattern is called the Damier Azur. Hey, the Damier Azur pattern, right? So Louis Vuitton was suing a bunch of manufacturers over in Europe because they were making bags that had the cream and navy checkerboard pattern, right? So they went to the European trademark court and they're like, yo, these businesses are using our pattern and we would like for you to tell them to stop, right? Why? Because, our patterns are distinctive and, they are recognized worldwide and they are in, the public discourse, right? They're saying, look, we out here, everybody know who we are. And these people are out here, trying to perpetrate like they like Louis Vuitton and they're not us. So you need to tell them to stop, right? In all of Europe. They wanted the checkerboard pattern protected in all of Europe. So the European court, they went and they did their research and they were like, let's take a survey of Europe and see what's going on with the Louis checkerboard pattern, right? And they didn't just check out France and Italy and Germany and those big countries that we all know. They went to the little ones that you don't really hear about all the time, like Estonia, Bavaria, all the Onias, all those like Eastern European countries. Now listen, right? So the European Trademark Court, they were like, so Louis Vuitton, you told us that in Europe, this checkerboard pattern, it's, popular everywhere and everybody knows about it, but you don't even have stores in Estonia, Bavaria, all of those places. They don't know you, girl. So Louis Vuitton has lost the trademark to the cream and blue checkerboard pattern over in Europe. Now, they still have it over here in the States, but if you go over to Europe, particularly in the Eastern European countries, you're probably going to see a lot of cream and blue checkered bags because that pattern is no longer protected in the European Union. Do you think the European Union court got it right? What do you think about it? What do you think about that decision? The European court basically said, if you're not everywhere in Europe, you're not going to be anywhere in Europe. All right? What do you think about that decision by the European Trademark Court? Did they get it right? Kel's Butter said they got it right. Okay, does anybody disagree? Anybody think that pattern is, very unique? Because for me, stateside, look, when I see that pattern, I immediately think Louis Vuitton. Maybe it's a knockoff or not, but I think, okay, this is at least, inspired by Louis Vuitton. Do you think the European Trademark Court got it right? Ooh, excuse me. Wow. My nose is so itchy. What do y'all think? Ooh. This coffee is kicking in. It's making me sweat, y'all. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like even if they don't have stores in those Eastern European countries, people from those countries usually travel to France and Italy to go buy them, So I'm a little conflicted on this ruling. But who knows? We'll see. All right. Okay. And then our last story of the evening. This is going to be very quick. So y'all have seen Kanye Omari West out here being insane on the interwebs. But when you have money and access, it allows you to indulge certain behaviors, which is what Mr. West has been doing all over Al Gore's internet, right? So apparently a couple weeks ago, Kanye was having some online beef with someone or a couple of people, and he posted some texts or exchanges he had with them. One phrase was, "Good to hear, Mom, I'm not cussing. One phrase was "good to hear from you, bitch," and the other one was "tremendez." Okay. Kanye West is now trademarking those phrases, "good to hear from you, bitch," and "tremendez," for merchandise products. And not only that, Kanye West has also filed a trademark for something called the ecosystem, where he plans on building his own universe where he wants to make food products and drink products and have his own stores. Look, when you got money, you can do what you want with your money. So Kanye is out here trying to create the ecosystem and taking his antics and trying to make money on it. Now, I'm all for making a dollar, but y'all somebody needs to tap Kanye on the shoulder and tell him, "Sir, sit down. I'm worried about this man's health," okay? But because he has money and access, he can file these trademarks for, these phrases and put forth these ideas. It's easy for Kanye to throw money away on things like these, right? But when most people, if we're going to trademark something, it's something we really have to believe in, because we don't have, 500 extra, may not have 500 extra bucks to just throw away, right? Or want to. Who wants to throw away $500? Anyway, so, yeah, Kanye's out here trademarking more stuff. If you're into Kanye West, maybe you're happy. I am, put him on my sick and shut in list till the Lord taps him on the shoulder. But go off. Anyway, so those were the stories that I had for you this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed them. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to ask me. If you don't want to ask them on live, you can DM them to me. If you are interested in talking to me about your business ideas or trademarking or contracts, hit your girl up. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Book your free 15-minute consultations. I will be back next week with more stories. If you have anything that you want me to talk about, I implore you, encourage you. I welcome you with open arms into my inboxes, okay? I love it when you send me stories. And if you have questions that you want me to answer on the live show, please send those to me as well, okay? So this is where I'm going to leave you, where it's about 3 minutes to 9. Guys, drink your water, moisturize your skin because it's dry skin season, and eat healthy, all right? So have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. All right, this is off. Bye, y'all. Wait, let me stop.